Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Past the teeth and over the gums. WTF, Dad? I'm calling the cops. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Thank you so much to Stop Eating Bees. Stop Eating Bees has been a regular contributor to our catchphrases recently. Thank you so much to Stop Eating Bees. Good advice in any occasion and on any occasion. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang for another edition. My name is Scott Aukerman. We have an incredible lineup for you. Coming up a little later, we have my high school basketball coach will be here. And this, I have not seen this gentleman in a while, so this is, I'm really looking forward to that. Of course, I was on varsity, and of course I know the difference between that and junior varsity, and didn't have to ask before the show. And we also have a small business owner. Well, a small business owner is here. Look, 2021 is the year of the small business owner. We have stopped having entrepreneurs on the show, and instead we have small business owners. So that'll be really incredible. And we have a small business owner in her own right coming up here on the show. I'm sure she's incorporated. I'm sure she has a loan out company. and she is in the business of show, but her business is not small because she has her own television show of which every episode can be seen on the Showtime app right now. You can just fly through them, 6 episodes. You can get through that in approximately 3 hours, less than a Godfather. And certainly less than a Godfather Part 2. And this is her first time on the show, and I'm really excited to have her because I'm a big fan of the show. Please welcome to the show for the first time, Ziwe.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be in this hallowed ground.
Yes, it truly is hallowed. We have to, we have a ceremony to bless the ground before every episode. So, and thank you for taking part in it. Yes, Ziwe is miming the blessing ceremony. I probably appreciated everything you did. You actually led the ceremony, which is, we've never known how to do it properly before.
Honestly, Black women are always doing the work, and this podcast is no different.
Thank you. Yes, you are. I appreciate that. And we really need to credit you for that. I should credit you for all previous episodes as well, should I not?
Thank you. Yes, please. A consulting fee will be in the mail.
Okay. Wait, from you to me?
Yes. Thank you for letting me have the opportunity
to pay me for this consulting fee. I appreciate this. Ziwe, it's so good to see you. You are just coming off of the experience of having made your show. It's been on for the past few weeks. Tell us about it. It's always good to have a TV show. I experienced that for a good 5 years of my life, and I was like, what was I doing the other 23 years? Not having a show. It's the best, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. Having a TV show is the best. I've never been happier. I've never been stronger. I've never been more hydrated. I'm at my peak, and it's only downhill from today.
Did you have a designated water person giving you your hydration station?
No, this is a season 1 show.
Oh.
I was my water person.
It was really, now for the people who don't know exactly what the show is and maybe are not even familiar with your comedy, let's go backwards from the show a little bit to sort of the impetus for it, which is your show Baited, which started on YouTube and then went to Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there's been several iterations, but at first it was a YouTube series where I would interview my coworkers, and then the pandemic happened and everyone was going live, and I didn't want to be left out of the cacophony. So I started going live and interviewing comedians, and then I started interviewing Caroline Calloway's, and Allison Romans, and Rose McGowan's, and then the show took off, and I sold a show, and now I interview people on my Showtime A24 show.
You have really figured out the art of turning your life story into one sentence. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Ultimately, I don't know if you have this experience, but when you do so much press, it's just like, okay, how many words can I not say so I don't get in trouble?
No, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to say as many, and I just want to hold them captive while I just drone on and on and on. And that's a lot like the experience of doing this show. You'll find out. I drone on, and you won't get a word in edgewise.
Perfect. I think that's the experience of doing any podcast. So I'm excited.
But what was Baited like? Did it end up being what it started out being? Because you say you were just interviewing comedians, and then you started interviewing kind of celebrities.
Yeah.
But was the tenor of the show the same both iterations?
I think it really scaled. I mean, it's so much different to ask like your coworkers that you're working with in tandem what they think about race, knowing like they are the ones who always leave the seat dirty, and so they have no respect for you. Versus like a stranger.
Who are you working with?
Just animals.
Leaving the seat dirty with their chairs or the toilet seats?
Yeah, both. But all seats.
Oh my
all
God.
seats.
Just shit everywhere in your workplace?
Yes, I worked with literal pigs. Versus like a firebrand who anything they say becomes sort of this quotable moment that goes viral. They're so
what is that word, by the way, firebrand? I see it used almost exclusively about racist people.
Is that true?
You know what I mean? Like in the media, like they'll say like this politician was a firebrand, and it's like,
you know, I think it's a nice way of calling someone problematic. So firebrand just means someone who's able to get headlines with the words that they say, but the headlines aren't positive. Yeah, but it's an exciting experience because I don't know what any of my respective guests are going to say. And so asking how many black friends do you have is just like always going to be a good time. And so
that's always a good one. I think it's not right to count your black friends. Now, your black enemies, I have that list.
How many black enemies are on your?
Oh, there's 36 that I know of.
What?
Like that are from me to them. I don't know how many from me or from them to me.
Yeah, is it reciprocated? That's a good question. How many white enemies do I have? I would say 0. Just lots of benefactors, and that's always where I like to stand.
So you would ask sort of leading questions to try to lure people into saying problematic things on your show. Is that essentially a good encapsulation of it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my show is a deconstruction of like celebrity culture. We're like normally on like talk shows, celebrities go on and they say the same anecdote about, you know, flying into Cleveland Airport. Our show.
Do you have an anecdote about that, by the way? Because this sounds funny. I'd like to hear it.
Flown into Cleveland Airport. I don't remember anything other than I did a podcast, the Pod Save America, and we did a show, and it was 10,000 people. It was wild. That's my anecdote about Cleveland Airport.
It seemed to be more about bragging about the numbers at the show than about the airport.
Not my show.
But hey, I'll take it.
It belongs
Good
to
anecdote. So you're trying to break through that and get people to be a little more real in an interview. Is that?
I mean, my show is fundamentally vulnerable and honest because I don't know what my guests are going to say. They don't know what I'm going to ask. We prep them as far as, hey, it's going to be a zany character who's going to ask some off-base questions about race. And that's really what they get other than seeing interviews. So you're
like a Borat type of zany character.
I am like a Borat type, yes, in that I'm a black woman.
You have a wife.
My wife.
Everything is nice.
Very nice. I have an accent. Yes, I'm exactly like Borat. I'm a Gen Z Borat. And I think, you know, Gloria Steinem and Fran Lebowitz would agree. But yeah, I just interview people with a little bit of a character and get really silly, funny answers and have, you know, hijinks ensue.
So you would do this on your Instagram show, and you would get people sort of in a little bit of hot water, or conversely, it would be interesting to see people just break, you know, through that, you know, the veneer of a fake interview and just be a little more real about themselves. But then, in translating it to the Showtime show, what were some of the differences in the show? What were you still able to achieve?
I think the biggest differences was that I wasn't producing it in my bedroom during a global pandemic.
Now, you could have done that.
Yeah, so that was really nice. I had like a ring light and I was doing my hair and makeup and also research questions. So now I have like a full-fledged team that harass respective talent. I have writers.
5 people put up the ring light.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, it's union, so it's like you have to get...
Sure, yeah, it's Teamsters.
Yeah, you got to get the gaffer, you got to, you know. Mm-hmm. So it's scaled bigger. I'm the musical guest every episode.
That's right. You do music videos every episode with funny songs. And was that, I mean, when you're offered your own show, it can be anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, the show's name is Ziwe.
Yes.
So it's like, it's just anything you do. Was it exciting for you to sort of be like, oh, wow, I could do the songs that I used to do when I was performing? You know, it's like, no one's telling you like you only have to do a talk show thing. It can be anything. So it ends up being a lot of sketch stuff.
It was really, really exciting in that no one could say no. It's like, well, if you guys don't want to hear me sing too fucking bad, I'm doing it every episode. I'm doing jazz.
Sing on this episode. I'd love to hear your voice a little bit.
No.
Okay. Sure. So now it seems to me like you were interviewing, it sort of was between interviewing friends who were playing along, like Bowen and Patty.
Yeah.
And then people who, and this was the sense I got at, like Fran Lebowitz, who had no idea what was going on. And maybe that's acting or editing, but it seemed to me like she was baffled. Is that...
No, she had no idea. Honestly, so what happened was we reached out to her and she was interested in doing the show, but wanted to see it first. But she famously doesn't have internet. So my talent producer had to go to her house and to go to her lobby and show her my old video clips. And that's when she said, I will absolutely do no games whatsoever. Don't even try it. And she also was like, so she was going to get dinner with Martin Scorsese after, acclaimed director Martin Scorsese. So she's like,
I've heard of him, yes.
I'm only doing 45.
Do you really need to clarify who Martin Scorsese is? I don't know. Yeah. Are there other ones? No. Well, that's true.
That's true, but I'm a huge fan. Taxi Driver, banger. But she was like, I only want to interview for 45 minutes, get me out of here. And then we ended up talking for 2 hours, had to cut it down to 12 minutes. And it was such a pleasure. We had like a great rapport, but it was, she really did not know what she was getting into.
That's yeah, and you're talking to politicians as well, and it essentially, like, politicians are so used to dodging the questions and saying what they want to say. But it's interesting to have you try to constantly steer back to what your original question was and have them realize that they're doing it and won't get away with it with you.
Yeah, I love interviewing politicians because even when they're evading the answers to questions, that is so honest in how they are clearly trying to not answer. So I find it to be so comical. It's honestly really, really funny.
So is it fun having a show? I mean, are you going to do more? I mean, it's like one of these things where it's... I finished the first season of my show and they were like, do you want to do more? And I said, you know what? What the hell? Is it like that with you?
Well, your show had over 100 episodes too, right? Your show is,
110, yes.
110 episodes, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's huge. So thank you for saying it was huge. It was 110 episodes that no one watched. So
no,
I think 110 viewers.
No, I watched your show. Your show actually was one of the models for my show because I really liked the way that you guys use celebrity talent who they weren't afraid to laugh at themselves. I thought that was really excellent.
Thank you so much.
So you're asking me, do I like having a show on the record? Yes, I do. I love.
Okay, you're on the record. Good. Okay, so this is going to make headlines. Have they talked to you about doing more? Can we make some news here?
I'm not allowed to give you any scoops, but you know what? Time will tell. We will see.
Oh, you better not release this to Deadline Hollywood tomorrow.
Whoever gets the scoop gets the scoop. I'm not the boss.
I would be furious.
But yeah,
I'm tired of Deadline constantly reporting on stuff that should be reported on this show.
Hey, there's a scoop. I can give you a scoop. This is my real hair color. That's a scoop. Scoop report.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy online. Is that Ziwe's really real hair color? You also, by the way, and I don't want to, because we're not recording the video of this, I don't want to tell people exactly what you're dressed like without your consent. May I mention what you're dressed like?
What if I said no?
You can. I would accept it. That's being a good host.
You're welcome.
You are wearing a Prada sweatshirt.
Yes.
Am I right in this?
Yes. Okay. Wow. Blow me up for the class war. Yes, I am wearing a Prada sweatshirt. Thank you to Prada. They have been really, really cool and awesome and support.
Did they sponsor the show and give you clothes for the show? Because I love the aesthetic on the show. It's sort of like a Y2K, pink, sort of like Pink Roman kind of vibe,
totally.
with.
Yeah, I'm going for like Legally Blonde meets Cher Horowitz meets like Thought. And so, yeah, I've been really my costume designer, Pam Shepard, killed it. We've gotten some really good pieces like from Prada. So I'm really thankful. I love being a fashion icon, and I hope that one day I can go to the Met Gala. It's where my campaign starts, actually. Scoop alert.
Oh, okay. To try to go to I bet you could go to the Met Gala. I've never understood how anyone ever gets invited to those, but I would think out of anyone you would.
Thanks.
The show was really great. We can run down the guests you've had on. You had Phoebe Bridgers from the Between Two Ferns movie, one of my close friends. that I haven't spoken to since the after party. We have, who else is on?
Fran Lebowitz, Gloria Steinem, Julian Castro, Patty Harrison, Bowen Yang, Julio Torres, Laurel Howery, Stacey Abrams, Adam Pally. Who else?
Look, that's enough as far as I'm concerned. If you don't want to watch a show that has all of those people on it, you're mentally insane.
Yes.
Not like the regular insane. You're mentally insane.
We say you're wild. Insane is problematic. Now we say you're wild. Like you.
I don't look. I don't think insane is problematic because people can be insane, and it's fine that they're insane. It's no judgment if you're insane. You're just insane. I'm saying that you're insane if you don't watch this show. That's not problematic, is it? You didn't? Did you bait me into saying insane?
I think you baited yourself.
Yeah, I have been baiting myself ever since I was 13. Well, it's a really great show. I want people to watch it. It's very funny. My wife and I don't mean to brag that I have a wife, but I sit there with her and we laugh and we learn a little something and we turn off the TV and we look at each other and say, that was a good use of our time.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are always going on vacations with Casey. And I'm like,
oh yeah. Do you know Casey?
Yeah, I love Casey. I'm doing her podcast in 2 days too. But y'all, that's a cool group. I want to be part of that friend group. You guys seem like
come on in, come through.
I will be wearing this sweatshirt. But you guys look like you have a lot of fun.
Do you have a significant other?
No,
but
I'll get one in time for this party.
Okay, yeah. Let's plan on a let's say September trip.
Okay, great. Yes.
And that'll give you enough time to get a significant other, right? Because we don't want you to be the eighth or ninth or the ninth wheel, I guess. You know, when everyone's paired up. Okay, so who are you out to right now in terms of that?
For availabilities for my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You know, TBD. I've been in LA for 2 weeks and I've gotten a lot of propositions. So you know, we'll see. Time will tell.
Hey,
yeah. From
like randos on the street or from like real Hollywood celebrity types?
You know, both. It's always a mix when you're a black woman.
Sure.
People yell at me.
It really runs the gamut.
Some of them are famous. It depends.
All right, well, hook up, pair up, and we'll go out there. Where do you want to go in September?
You know, I would like to go to the Pacific Northwest. People say that a lot, and I just want to join that cacophony because it seems like, you know, Twilight was shot there.
Sure. Movie. Top Chef this season?
Top Chef was shot there. Top Chef, Twilight, two of my favorite programs.
Top Chef, Twilight 2. That's my favorite movie.
So I would love to.
What if Twilight 2 came out and it had the subtitle Top Chef? And everyone was like, what the fuck is this movie? Wait, so Twilight 2 is it in the Top Chef universe, or are they trying to say that Robert Pattinson is a chef in this one? What is going on?
He could do anything. He's a very compelling man.
Anyway, Ziwe is not only a great person, but a great show. Is it sometimes hard when people are like, hey, I really like Ziwe, and they're talking about the show and not you? Is that tough to hear?
No, it's great to hear. They usually say, I just love your show. That's great to hear. Any praise is good. I hate when people say, I hate you. That doesn't feel good.
Right, yeah. But it is really dicey calling your show your name.
Yes. You know, ultimately, I didn't know what else to call it. And in my pursuit of being a mononym as I pivot to pop star in 5 years, I just figured it was easy branding.
Good. Well, it's a wonderful show, and not you, but the show is a wonderful show.
Thank you.
And it's a wonderful person, not the show, but you are a wonderful person. And I hope everyone watches not only the show, but watches you on the show. And it's like a Z-Way within a Z-Way. It's like a nesting doll situation.
Exactly. And if I die in the show, I die in real life.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that. If anyone dies on a show, they are executed. Everyone applauds for them. That's a series wrap. And then they are summarily executed as to have it reflect humanity in real time. You've said real time so many times that now I feel like I'm saying real time. Is that possible?
I think, my words are contagious. So what
they really are.
A lot say iconic. Like people are like, I don't want to be weird, but it's iconic. And that's exactly what I want you to say.
That's your word. I haven't said it yet, but I was going to dismount by saying Ziwe, you've been iconic.
Wow, we did it, Joe. We did it.
And you've almost knocked over the lamp as well by throwing your arms up in celebration. I appreciate that.
This hotel's not on me.
Ziwe, can you stick around? We have my high school basketball coach is going to be here after the break. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, I can't wait to meet people from your storied past.
Okay, wonderful. And my future, I hope. We will be right back. We have my high school basketball coach. We have a small business owner. More Ziwe. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. Ziwe is here, coming from an undisclosed location, sipping an undisclosed liquid that is in a glass. She can say what this is, but I don't want to blow up her spot any further than I already have. I already mentioned that sweatshirt that she had on, and I did not get a look at below the waist, although I personally I don't look down there. I stop at the eyebrows when it comes to women.
Well, I'm famously drinking water and not wearing pants. So.
Whoa! Okay. We have to get to our next guest, though. He is my high school basketball coach. I haven't seen him in so long. Ziwe, this is really exciting. Did you ever play any sort of sports in high school or professionally at all?
Yes, I did cross country, and I always came in last.
Oh, well, that's something.
Thanks.
That's like a perfect record, in a way.
Yes, it's perfect.
That's harder almost than coming in like, fifth or sixth occasionally.
Exactly.
And being last the rest of the time.
13th or 14th. Yes, thank you. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's welcome him to the show. This is the first time he's been on the show. Please welcome Coach Phillips. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Scott?
Hey, it's great to see you.
It's good to see you, too. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, I graduated this. I think my 10th anniversary is coming up, so this
something
is
like that. Yeah,
something around there. Yeah.
You're what, 28?
So, yeah, in there,
okay,
definitely.
Let's not, dox your age.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Coach Phillips, so good to see you. This is Ziwe. I don't know if you've seen her show.
Oh, yes. Hey, Ziwe, how are you?
You have seen her show, or you said, yes?
I don't have Showtime. I've seen the Instagram version.
Oh, okay. Why don't you have Showtime?
I
Coach
can't
Phillips,
afford
is
it.
everything okay?
Everything's fine.
Showtime to me is like, it's the demarcation point of like if you're doing okay or not. If you have Showtime, then you're doing okay.
Well, it's unfortunate we started there then with me.
I'm sorry.
I don't have Showtime. Things are fine. I guess I'm spending a lot of my time helping other people. Maybe I need to help myself more. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, but I would say treat yourself, get Showtime, at least get like a 1 month free trial and watch all of Ziwe's show. And then,
That's true.
Then dip.
I've done that before. I did that with credit cards to get the free towel at the baseball park. Then I forget to cancel the credit card, and now I got a bunch of, towel money.
A line of credit.
A line of credit, sure.
Those, if you don't, use them to buy anything, then they're okay.
Well, I'm a big towel fanatic, so every time I go to the game, it's hard for me to resist starting a new credit card. So I got 30 or 40 of these credit cards for these towels.
Okay, so you're a towel fanatic? I guess I didn't realize.
Well, swag, anything free, anything that I don't have to buy. I'll get the hat, I'll get the koozie, I'll get the towel, whatever.
Sure, you'll get a Prada sweatshirt, if they were offering.
I wish. I had
Ziwe maybe has a hookup for you if you're in the market for this.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I one time had a deal with Old Navy, but they dropped me.
How does a high school basketball coach have a deal with Old Navy?
Well, for a while they wouldn't let me buy their clothes, but then they would let me buy them, and then they said I couldn't buy them anymore. So
what was the situation?
Well, they said it was bad advertising. They said they don't want people to look like me in Old Navy clothes.
Wait, so you would approach an Old Navy store?
No, they would see me come. Yes, I was approaching, but I didn't try. They just would stop me at the door.
How far away from the Old Navy would you be?
200, 300 yards. I would have just parked my car.
3 football fields?
Yeah, 3 football fields, something like that. I go in with a hat.
So do they have your picture up at the door or something like that? Or
well, they did. I tore it down.
Oh, okay.
I gotta buy those shirts.
So what was the process? You went in once, bought their clothes. They said nothing.
Yes.
You took them back.
They said nothing, but then I was in the paper. I was in the paper.
What were you in the paper for?
Well,
I don't remember it. Was this after I graduated? I don't remember any of this.
This was after you graduated. Okay. I was still coaching. I got bumped down to JV.
You're no longer... Oh, you got bumped down.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and then since then I got bumped out completely. Now I'm just a life coach.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but anyways, I was wearing Old Navy at the game, which I got in trouble with from the principal because wear a suit, is what he said.
Even when you're a high school,
that's what he said. That's what he said.
Okay,
it was sort
did he
of
want
a
it to be a
4th of July,
three-piece suit
it
as
was
well,
sort of a
like
4th of
cufflinks?
July crack a beer type shirt from Old Navy.
Oh, I see. Did it had a saying on it?
It did. It said, "The 4th is not just for the date. Drink 4 beers." That's what it said.
What an odd.
I think Old Navy clothes suck, by the way. I think they're bad at their slogans.
Ziwe, you ever shop at Old Navy, Ziwe?
Yeah, certainly, but I've actually never seen him there, so that is...
Oh, yeah. Which one were you at?
Well, I was going to the one at the Grove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, well, it's not there anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough to see sort of the trail of what I leave behind. I closed down Old Navy's.
Yes.
Johnny Rockets closed because of me.
What happened with this?
Well, I didn't make it to the bathroom. Can we move forward?
This sounds like Ziwe's coworkers here.
I mean, honestly, it's wild that as a life coach, you just leave things in destruction. That's really sort of counterintuitive.
Yes, I know, but I can fix everybody else's problems. Scott, I came here to help you. I would love to talk about the first half of the show.
Life. Oh, okay, yeah, please.
First half of the show was pretty good, obviously.
You think that's the first half?
I don't know.
So what, we have 20 more minutes left?
Scott, I got my clipboard and I got some notes, okay? I'm going to do the X's and O's here, all right? Obviously,
I get it. You're a high school basketball coach and you're talking about the first half. I understand that.
Yes, of course.
I get it. Okay. I get things.
Of course you
Why
do.
do people say I don't get things?
I don't know. I used to say it when we were coaching and playing. You were playing, I was coaching back in the day.
That's true. There was one game where we were like, let's do a switcheroo.
Bit of a mix-up. Yeah, honestly, the only game we won that year. You were a great coach.
Well, and it was weird because we had conked heads.
Yeah.
And suddenly our brains had switched.
I thought I was you. I think you thought you were me.
And then we realized later, no, we just had concussions.
Yeah, we were sick. We were hurt. But we won the game nonetheless.
We did. Everyone was like, hey, get off the court. Yeah. But the great thing was the other team didn't show up and they forfeited.
Fantastic day for that to happen. Absolutely. So anyway, I'd like to get back to the first half. Scott, obviously you were hosting against Ziwe, and I think you lost.
I don't know. I don't know that I look at it exactly like that. Maybe Ziwe, when you're a host, do you view it as a competition?
There are winners and there are losers, but I would never say who won or who lost.
Okay. Oh, you're so magnanimous. That's really wonderful. Obviously, you won. I mean, come on, you won. Scott lost.
Yeah. Why would you say I lost? What could I do better?
Well, your conditioning clearly
in my
not
hair.
Great. Yeah, your hair conditioning and your physical conditioning. You got to be running.
I ran out of speed.
You ran
like halfway through that interview.
You were gassed, Scott.
I truly was.
Yeah, he started talking about Twilight. We had to cut that out.
Who cares?
Oh no, we left it in. We cut the other stuff out.
See, this is confusing. Obviously, Ziwe's got the one up on you. I would love to bench you if I could.
Look,
if you want to bonk heads and switch roles again, we can try it.
Look, that was a pure accident.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things you only see in movies.
Right,
I mean,
right. Well, yeah, I had the little boop come right out.
I remember afterwards we were like, should we bonk heads again? And you just can't recreate that kind of bonk.
Yeah, the second one just kind of hurt.
Yeah.
No fun.
So, yeah, I mean, you could bench me. Who would you put in my place?
Well, I don't mean Ziwe's right here.
Yeah.
I'm right.
I mean, she's a great host.
Comedy.
Why don't you host the show?
Bang.
Well, you're adding 2 bangs?
Wow.
This is too different.
That's like shooting a 3. That was awesome. That was a swish if I ever
Why don't you
saw
take
one.
it, Ziwe, take over if you could, because apparently I'm not doing a good job.
My name is Scott Bang Bang.
You don't have to imitate me.
You're starting. You're the starter.
You're hosting as yourself, not as me.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to hear impressions of
Okay, me as Ziwe. Hello, welcome to Comedy Bang Bang.
You don't have to do it right from the beginning of the show. We're in the middle. I'm saying just take over.
You want me to do
when you substitute a basketball player, they don't start the game over from the beginning, do they?
Not typically, but this feels pretty good to me.
Okay, all right. Do whatever you like.
Okay, but what's my compensation? We haven't negotiated the deal terms.
That is true. Okay, yeah. How much do you want? Look.
$1 billion.
All right, you play hardball, but that's look. Okay, you got it. $1 billion.
This is going great. This is awesome. Now, Scott, this is what I always said about you in high school. You were a great passer.
I truly was.
Just pass it.
Yeah, well, I loved having that ball, though.
I know, it's
because no one would ever never pass it to me. When I got it, I was like, I want this.
Right. Well, you're good at giving it away. You're good at passing, and I just want to see more of that team movement.
You used to like have a huge boombox, and you would turn on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it away the minute I got the ball.
That's right.
And he would hype the crowd up so hard, and I would be like, they love me. And it was just like, no, they love the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I think we'd all get lost in the song a little bit. The whole stadium was
everyone, the opposite team, we would all just be like sort of doing
How does that song go, just briefly?
Oh, you sing it. You're such a better singer than I am.
Please.
What I want, you gotta give it to your mama?
Whatever to get it to your mama. The whole place would go nuts for it. Nuts.
It was, now to be fair, it was the karaoke track, and it was you doing the song.
That's right. And it did force you to pass the ball to your mother, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, that was unfortunately.
But the crowd loved it, and they didn't even realize.
That was those were my favorite memories.
Yeah, that was senior night.
That was truly was.
Last night, everybody got to see you.
Yeah, all the seniors from the local senior center came in, and they got half off the game. It was incredible.
Right. And I'll tell you what, those guys get rowdy.
They truly do,
because they don't get a lot of chances to really let loose.
Yeah. I mean, there were rapping grandmas there. Have you ever seen that in a movie, Ziwe? A rapping grandma?
Rapping grandma.
It's the funniest thing.
I love it when they start breakdancing and it's like, whoa, her back. But she's spitting on it. That's the
constantly worried about her knees and her hip replacement surgery. Yeah, but it's so funny.
It's funny.
It's really good.
It's fresh.
You dressed up as a rapping grandma during one game, as I recall.
Yes, only one game.
Well, we were like, to make it 2 games.
Well, one season after I had lost every game for 3 years straight, I figured this year I'm going to do a costume per game. I figured let's have something that the people are going to come see on purpose, because it's not for winning.
Right, of course, yeah.
So you would do like old rapping granny.
You would do a halftime show every single,
Yeah, I dressed up as Hulk Hogan one time.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, brother. That was it.
That was it. Yeah, but you dressed up like it, so it sold it a little more.
Yeah, I had jet black hair, which everybody believed, and I trimmed the middle of my hair so it was.
And you made a sex tape to accompany it. It was really weird.
God, have you ever seen that sex tape? It is worth seeing.
You kept emailing it to me.
Yes.
I did not want it.
Well, you didn't say stop. If someone doesn't say stop, I keep sending the same.
I kept saying unsubscribe. I thought it was a professional operation or something.
No.
So,
it wasn't.
In any case, you got fired because of your team record?
Yeah, I got demoted because of all the craziness and that I was losing so much. And then they figured, nobody will recognize that we're losing on JV. Nobody cares.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
But, I got fired there. I realized
was that because of the record?
Because of the record, because of the costume thing, I kept the costume thing going.
You kept that going on JV.
But there wasn't even people coming to the games at this point.
Oh,
so
okay.
Really weird.
Did the costumes get more and more problematic as they...
Not problematic, just lazier.
Oh, okay.
I wore a trash bag one time, and I was like, the Missy Elliott thing. But it was just a trash bag.
That is problematic already, trying to dress up like Missy Elliott.
I don't know. Famous. The video's famous. She's in all those
sure, but
bags.
Fame doesn't equal to being able to... Anyway.
Well, maybe that's why I got fired. I don't know, because I tried to do a full Missy concert in the middle of the JV game. I don't know. They wouldn't explain it to me. So now I moved on to life coaching.
They wouldn't explain why they fired you.
They said, do we really need to? And I said, yes. And they said, well, no.
It's just indescribable.
It's just indescribable. They said, if you don't know, we're not going to tell you, which doesn't help the person who made the mistake.
Really? So then Old Navy was like, hey, we don't want this kind of bad publicity for our clothes.
I lost my endorsement deal of being able to buy their clothes at full price.
Even when they have sales.
Even when they have sales, they were like, you can still buy them at full price.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I was like, okay, that's a deal. That is a deal, a type of deal.
Sure. It's a type of negotiation that you completed.
I was going pretty low, and I lost my endorsement deal. I lost 2 jobs. I lost all my costumes in a storage fire.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that intentionally set or by arsonists?
I think it was arsonists. I think it was a jealous fan or something like that.
Jealous fan.
Who saw me in the costumes, realized how cool it was, and figured, I better go burn down a storage unit.
Okay.
I don't know. Just the world.
And did you have an insurance claim on that at all, or?
Oh, I wish I did. Yeah, I wish I did. I had one, and then they said no more. We're not going to stick to this. That's what they said. And I was like, well, what's the insurance? And they were like, well, we're not going to stick to this. We're not going to explain it.
Can they do that? They could just go like, I don't think so.
Yes. There's something about me that when I show up, people can do whatever and there are no consequences.
Yeah. I mean, Ziwe, maybe you are feeling that from Coach Phillips here, but I mean, he's just got a certain irascibility, doesn't he?
I mean, I have so many questions.
Oh, please! I don't mean to monopolize the conversation.
No. So I mean, you're right. He certainly
Good
has
pass, Scott.
a certain something. But my question to Old Navy is online shopping. What are we doing? Because it's like you don't have to go into the brick and mortar. Are you blocked on the website?
Yeah. Have they memorized all of your 40 credit cards?
Oh, yeah. I've tried it with all of them, and they got me dead to rights. They're not letting me get any clothes. They got my address. They called the post office.
What?
And they said, in case something slips through, do not deliver.
But did this go all the way up to the top to DeJoy?
I think it went up to president.
Whoa, to president.
To president.
That's high.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I think people are out to get me, but...
So you're a life coach now,
I'm a life coach.
Oh,
if anybody needs
by the way,
help.
Ziwe, if you had other questions, I don't mean to get to his life coach stuff before we exhaust your
No,
questions.
I think that answered everything I needed to know.
Your one question. You said you had so many, and then you asked one.
Another question. Well, because you were dressing up as a grandma. So my question is this how you are seeing the children you don't have custody of? Like, what is the purpose?
Yeah, well, I did lose custody of my kids, and, maybe I figured if I'm a funny grandma, they'd come back. Have you seen Miss Doubtfire?
Once or twice, sure.
Yeah, I tried to do a Mrs. Doubtfire.
I haven't memorized it religiously,
You haven't?
I mean, maybe the cartoon voices he does.
Scott, have you memorized Mrs. Doubtfire, or do you want to talk about it?
All right.
He would do this back when we were playing, I can't shoot free throws. And we say, Scott, just shoot a free throw. It's fine, shoot a free throw.
And then I would
swish.
quit.
Then he would quit, and then I have to beg him back.
And then swish.
Yeah, and then swish. And then swish.
Well, so you dressed up as a grandma in order to get your kids back.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd love me.
Their grandma or just a random grandma?
That was the huge mistake. I dressed up as sort of like a stereotypical grandma.
Yes.
What is stereotypical about a grandma? Gray hair, cane,
Blue
glasses.
hair.
Oh, blue hair.
Blue hair.
Oh, okay.
But, I didn't realize people don't mean that literally.
Oh.
So I had like a Sonic the Hedgehog costume that I cut the head off of, the hair off of. And I said,
You cut the head off first.
Yeah, I cut the head off and live streamed it. Thought it would be interesting to people. Zero viewers. And
Newspaper of the current day in front of Sunduk's head.
That's right. It was exactly like that. It was like the movie Proof of Life with Russell Crowe.
Sure, yeah.
He won't return my calls.
Wait, you called him? You found his number?
Maybe it wasn't the right number. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. So I put on the blue hair. I, of course, wore the biggest glasses I could find for this grandma.
How big?
Well, again, I think big glasses, so that's what I got, but they were those blue and yellow sort of sunglasses.
Right, yeah, the comically large sunglasses that, yeah.
I guess I didn't look like their grandma enough. The kids did not.
You were trying to pass as their grandma.
Yes, but I was just random grandma. And now I'm told I didn't even look like a grandma. I just looked like a weird thing. I had like...
Not even a human being?
No, Sonic's hair. These sunglasses that blocked my whole face. You should have seen my shoes.
Describe your shoes.
Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald. Huge red shoes. I stole them off of one of the, the Ronald McDonald that sits on a bench?
Yeah. Those are ceramic, I thought.
That's porcelain, pure porcelain.
Oh, they're porcelain. They have real shoes,
They
though?
cut my feet off.
Okay. So you cut off. Did you do that on a live stream?
I wish that would have been huge.
Oh my gosh. This is an incredible story. All
Anyway,
right.
so if anybody needs help with their life.
Yes, we're going to pivot to your life coach stuff.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
wanted to make sure. Are we out of questions?
No, I mean, let's get to the life. How can you help?
Okay, yeah.
Well, what are you looking for?
That's so broad.
What do you want? What is it you want to do in your life? I give the good advice.
Yeah.
Oh, you give good advice. Oh, okay. Ziwe, what do you want to achieve? Obviously, we need a second world peace. Well, I was going to say second season of your show, but somewhere
between season 2 and world peace for all mankind.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
why don't we start with world peace?
Does that mean with everyone getting what they want? Because some of the conflicts between countries are they're so hard to resolve because you can't give them. How would they get peace?
Would you like to talk more about geopolitical conflicts?
Yeah, maybe we should get away from that and just go back in your life.
I don't know what you guys are doing. I got the answer. Everybody be nice to each other. We send this message out to everyone at the same time. And they all just do it.
Is that what's been getting in the way? The same time aspect of it?
Yeah, some people are hearing it on Sundays. Some people are hearing it on Mondays because not everybody agrees on the same calendar days.
Oh, and on when they worship, sometimes it's Saturdays, sometimes it's Sundays.
That's
it's like,
right.
come on. So we just send it out in like a mass BCC email or something?
Well, we got to do CC. We want everyone on this thing. We want everyone to be able to respond to everybody.
Okay, yeah. So it's a big email chain?
I think we send out one email to the whole world and nobody will be annoyed by it.
Okay.
And it'll just go, oh, that's right. I wasn't nice to you or to them or to these people.
All right. Well, it's definitely, I don't think that anyone has tried this yet. So, mainly because it's a little simplistic, but, let's take it down. Let's, stop thinking globally and start thinking locally. Like, Ziwe, what's the biggest problem just in your personal life? Well, Ziwe has to find a boyfriend so we can vacation together.
Yes. Let's make this about my love life. Sure.
This is the perfect thing for me to give advice to you about.
Okay, let's hear.
Love life, relationships, familial bonds, which I have none. Now, I think what you got to do is just put it out there. You have billboards, right? For your new show?
Yes.
Before they tear them down, get up there.
Are they tearing them down? Or are they tearing down the billboard?
Once a show is off the air, they usually they don't tear down the entire billboard, but they take down the actual.
Yeah, you get up there, you throw on your own little piece of paint that says like, looking for relationship, looking to hook up, whatever your vibe is.
Maybe your number.
My phone number. Yeah, I could totally, that's something I could do. I don't think I have paint that large, but that's not to say I couldn't go to Michael's craft store. Are you allowed in that establishment, or is that something you can't frequent as well?
Well, they won't let me buy large paint anymore. They'll only let me buy small paints.
Small cans?
Yeah, small cans, puffy paints. The problem was I had a big spill on the way out when I was there. I had so much of this paint and I spilled each and every can. See, I like to put the screwdriver in the lid and take a little bit of a sniff test before I leave to make sure the paint smells right.
Yeah, well, it's got to be good still. If it's expired, you don't want smelly paint.
For me, paint is multi-use. It has to go on the wall, of course.
Sure.
Or whatever you're applying it to. And it's got to fuck you up smell-wise.
Sure.
It's got to fuck you up. Yeah, that's really the first one, actually.
Right. So you were huffing paint
I was huffing paint and I spilled it all. Yeah. So I lost my endorsement deal with them where I could buy things at 2 times the cost.
Oh, my God. Terrible.
But yeah, get some paint. If you're not banned from Michael's, get some big paint, crawl up on the board or pay someone to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have disposable income that you can pay someone to climb up on a billboard and paint it with big paint.
Now that you're saying that, I'm sure that I have enough saved for one poster with one
billboard
to really make it count. But I think that's all I need.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga says that, which is that 99% of the people don't want to date you, but if there's that one person who wants to be your lover and sees a sign, then they will be your husband.
I'm the beneficiary of that, definitely. I got the 1% of the 1% who is actually could tolerate me.
That's right. That's what I'm looking for, because I have found generally in society, I'm completely unacceptable. Nobody wants to be around me. Nobody even wants to serve me when I'm paying them money for, say, a sandwich or whatever. I'm totally unwanted.
Right. It seems like you could use that to your advantage by not paying for things.
Ooh.
Like
you would think. Well, if you don't pay, you don't get the thing.
Oh, right.
They don't give it to you for free.
So they make the sandwich. Then they take a gander at you.
They just go, you know what? I think I'm going to eat this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and eat this one. I don't want you to have it.
So what would you do with my life? I mean, you used to coach me, and I was the beneficiary of some, those were some of the best years of my life playing underneath you. And,
Thank you so much.
I would really like to see what you could do to my life.
Well, first of all, I'm going to start. You got to get up earlier. I don't know what time you wake up, but it's got to be earlier. It's got to be earlier than it is. We can tell. We can tell. You're a night owl. I can tell.
Oh, of course. Oh, man. You see me out there in front of the La Poubelle every single day.
That's right. You're out there at La Poubelle smoking a million cigarettes and screaming at your friends. I've seen you out there.
You've seen me every night.
You need to be in bed by 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
A.m. actually for the next day.
Wow.
Wait, so
I sleep 23 hours a day.
I think you're depressed.
Maybe. Maybe. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think you are.
Ziwe, do you think I seem fine?
No.
Me either. Now, I also think, Scott, you could run some suicides in the morning. You wake up at 6.
Now, these are the sprints, basically, that
These
we're
are
talking
sprints.
about.
You
Yeah,
touch
you're not
each
talking about
line
going to
on
a
the
7-Eleven and getting a drink from
Well, you could run a couple of suicides that way. It wouldn't hurt. It would up your cool meter for sure.
Right, okay.
I think you've lost some of the sort of high school at the soda fountain crowd.
Right. So, but you're saying, like, get up in the morning, get up even 10 minutes earlier.
At least.
Run some suicides.
Yes.
And then that'll take care of everything?
Then you'll be in great shape. You'll be ready to take on the day. Do you do coffee?
Yes, I religiously.
You got to quit coffee. You got to start matcha.
Matcha.
You have to drink a 48-ounce matcha every morning.
Okay, this is making more sense.
Matcha's the only thing I eat.
Yeah, now I see. You reek of matcha. I wanted to say.
Thank you so much.
Your skin is like, it has a green tint to it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, matcha. Do you eat or drink matcha?
Do I drink matcha? Yes, every day I drink 1 gallon of matcha.
Oh, okay. So you
and let me guess, this started right around the time your TV show happened?
Exactly. That's why I'm so successful. It's all that matcha.
Yes. That's what I'm hoping for. I eat it. I eat the powder straight. So yeah, my face and my skin and my mouth are just green.
Yeah. You look like Oscar the Grouch. Like,
no,
not in the grumpiness way.
Okay. What do you want me to do, Scott?
You're in a trash can. I have to say.
Okay, so.
And it's the studio's trash can. Just like step out of it.
I live here.
You went in there the minute you walked into the studio.
Well, some people call me a hermit crab because I don't technically have a place right now, and I'm between places.
Oh no!
So I was kind of wondering.
You could say with Ziwe, she's in this great hotel.
Oh,
I don't know. I think we're closed.
We're closed.
Oh, the hotel closed. Oh no!
Closed.
Hey, that makes sense. No problem. But yeah, if I could just live in the trash can, it's just one of these shitty plastic ones. No offense to your trash cans.
Yeah, stop. Why are you denigrating our trash cans? Okay.
If I'm lucky.
You are all over the place here.
I'll tell you what. Let me help you, Scott.
I don't think that you're a good life coach, I have to say.
Okay, well.
You were an okay, passable basketball coach. You were fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It was fun to play on your team.
Wow.
You let us get away with everything.
Wow. God, that's awesome. And I gotta say, the way you guys made fun of me, I don't know, maybe that was part of why you're a comedian now. Right?
Some of that stuff was a little harsh. I feel bad about it. I
know. Good for you. That was my first life coach.
Yeah, we used to point at the basketball and say, look, this is Coach Phillips's body. And then point at your body and say, look, this is a basketball. And and when we used to
there was some genuine confusion.
We used to paint your torso orange.
Yeah.
You know basketball. It's one of the most orange balls.
Oh, it is incredibly orange, especially if you're playing with a rubber outdoor ball.
Oh my God. I loved bouncing that big orange ball.
Yeah.
I could tell you did, Scott. That was the one thing that everybody said about you. He's good, sure, but you can tell he loves bouncing that big orange ball. Just the enthusiasm.
So nice to listen to 2 basketball experts talk about their craft.
It really is.
Doc Rivers or
Yeah.
Wow.
Charles Barkley doesn't talk about the color of the ball enough. as far as I'm concerned.
I think a lot of audience members are lost there.
Like, you say it once at the top of the program, look, that's fine. But you got to keep resetting and keep reminding people of what color this ball is. Otherwise, they watch the game and they're like, wait, what is going on here?
Who is this? Is that a man?
Well, look, Coach Phillips, I think that look, I would find another line of work. I don't know that you're entirely successful at changing our lives, but we do have to take a break. When we come back, we have a small business owner, and you could learn something, I think, from this small business owner. Because
learn something from me.
Okay, we'll find out. When we come back, we'll have more Coach Phillips, more Ziwe. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we are back. We have Ziwe, of the show Ziwe. Every episode available to stream now on Hulu, on Amazon, on the Showtime app. Really anywhere you just put in Ziwe in your old search function and fire it up, get the generators going and get on that internet and you'll find it.
Yeah.
We also have Coach Phillips, my high school basketball coach, and during the break, you just retreated into your can.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're like a turtle in its shell.
Well, I thought I saw a crumb.
Okay, all right.
Thought I saw a crumb, so I went to eat.
Understandable. We want to get our next guest on the show, and she is a small business owner. She's been on the show once before. We talked to her, I believe, with Kelly Marie Tran and my wife. Speaking of Borat, and please welcome back to the show, Chrysanthemum Trummers.
Oh, hi, Scott, Coach, Ziwe, Coach, Scott. Good to be here.
That's right. Last time you were on the show, you addressed us all every time you spoke. And now you're doing it in forwards and then backwards.
Well, I think sort of a circle back, that's a favorite email trope of mine. Hey, just a quick circle back. So I'm just bringing it into real life.
Okay. I forgot how shaky your voice is.
Yeah, well, it's a lot. It's a lot, Scott.
You don't need to be frightened.
Well,
look, I know Ziwe is a big TV star, and I'm a former TV star who's segued back into podcasting. but
the circle back, Scott.
I did the circle back.
You did the circle back. You were pod, TV, circle back.
Circle back. And look, we have a high school basketball coach who circled back into being a failure.
And I have a very circular back. I look like a basketball.
You really do.
Now, I'm sorry. Could you remind me really quick, what color is a basketball?
Oh, that's right. We started this segment on the show without bringing it up, but it's orange. It's that beautiful orange ball.
Oh, right. Sort of a burnt orange. That's probably my favorite
Burnt
part.
sienna.
Is kind of how burnt it is. Yeah,
truly.
burnt sienna.
Mm-hmm. Truly. It also has, I believe it has black lines on it around it. Like
That's
two
right, Scott.
Oh, yeah. Now you're painting a vivid picture.
Yeah, I think so. They're like circular lines.
Is there a middle line?
I think there's a logo. Oh, yeah, there's a middle line. Yeah, that's right.
Did you forget?
I forgot.
It was unclear for me for a moment if there was a middle line.
It's been 10 years since I graduated. I haven't picked up a ball since.
Oh, yeah.
Well, welcome back to the show.
Thanks,
this is
Scott.
Ziwe. Ziwe, this is Chrysanthemum.
Oh,
and
pleasure.
Nice to meet
Pleasure.
you.
she's a small business owner who, what do you sell again?
Well, I was selling fidget spinners, Scott.
You're nervous even saying that.
Well, it didn't work out for me. I slowly accrued over time several warehouses of fidget spinners, several storage units.
Sure, yeah.
Wasn't buying in bulk.
Did any of those burn down?
Careful.
Maybe this is a rash of arsonists who are going out at...
I wish, Scott, anything to offload these fidgets. But what I'm doing now is I'm buying up... Did you ever have a sticker or perhaps a bookmark or perhaps a ruler or perhaps a commemorative card that was holographic?
You've said so many examples.
Okay, let me circle back. Let me circle back.
For this reason, I'm out.
Okay, good feedback. Coach, Ziwe, let me circle back. Did you ever have a card or maybe a ruler or a bookmark or a sticker that had a holographic component to it? So I'm thinking it's a baseball player and he's got the bat over his shoulders and then you tilt it just so and now he's swinging the bat.
Swinging the bat.
Or she's about to go off the dive and then you tilt it just so and she goes off the diving board. You recall what I'm talking about here? Do I need to circle back?
Circling back, I absolutely, in my childhood, just circling back, had a holographic Pokemon card. And
Okay.
it would evolve when you moved it forward and backwards.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. This is exciting feedback for me. Thank you, Ziwe, Scott, Coach.
Coach, you used to put all these stickers on the back of your jacket anytime we would have a game, so you know what she's talking about. Of course.
Absolutely. I had the crazy jacket.
Okay, so Scott, I've been buying these up. Individually. Well, I heard
Individually,
Yeah.
not in bulk. Because
Not
that
in
was
bulk.
part of your problem with the fidget spinner business. You weren't manufacturing them. You would buy them
Nope.
individually as a collector.
I was just collecting the ones that spoke to me, and then I suddenly found myself with far too many fidget
Right.
spinners and was trying to offload them as a small business.
Sure. Whatever happened to them, by the way?
They're still there.
still there.
Still spinning.
They're still spinning. Thank you. That's the ultimate circle back. You know what? Maybe I'll have to circle back to them. Okay, so what I'm doing now, Scott.
Don't abandon this, though,
I'm
because
not.
we want to hear about
what
these
I'm
stickers.
doing now is I'm taking videos.
You're shouting. Did you realize that?
Damn it. One of my goals for 2021.
I know you. Before the show, we said, you know what, Chrysanthemum, you're not going to shout, are
I'm
you?
not going to shout. Okay, I'm not going to shout.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Take a deep
here we
breath.
go.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a video of these while they're doing their Just So tilt, and I'm trying to get them set up as an NFT.
Oh, this is not bad. Because if you
Okay.
can't sell the sticker, sell the NFT.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Ziwe, are you an NFT yet? Just you as a person?
I am not physically an NFT yet, but I'm ready to sell my soul for the highest bidder.
Yes, Grimes did that, I believe.
Ooh, lucky girl.
Yes. And she truly was. And then she had to put in a lot of caveats in it of you can't have, be wanting my soul for ill purposes. And it was like,
oh boy, you know what? That's a circle back I'm going to pass right by.
right. So an NFT, this is incredible.
Yeah, a non-fungible token. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
You even know what it stands for.
Yes, I've written it on my hand because I keep forgetting. A non-fungible token, and each part of that I really grasp. But I take
the non part especially.
That part I get. So it's not fungible,
right?
And fungible is, well, we all know. And tokens.
Yeah. Well, why even? It's like describing that orange ball.
It's like describing that.
Well, I guess we got to do it then. Because that's necessary.
That's right.
Now, Coach, are you looking to share any storage unit space?
Mine's empty. It's burnt, but it's empty.
Sure,
Okay.
There's no lock on it anymore. I mean, it's burnt down to the post.
I don't pay the monthly thing anymore, but I'd be happy to go in there and try it again.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe not my
So
business.
no, I guess would be the better answer.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. Well, so I'm taking videos of stickers, and a lot of them are really speaking to me, Scott. That's the problem.
How are you taking these videos? On your phone or? Oh, okay.
I don't know how to make it a GIF. I don't know how to make it a digital piece of art, but step one is.
Oh, you're still at step one.
Yeah, step one. I think it's important to have several steps for a plan. Make
Sure.
a list. Maybe are you into bullet journaling, Coach?
That's really smart. Absolutely. I write everything down on one little bullet I saved.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because when it's all over,
you
I'm going to put it in my
bullets?
head and it's going to have every mistake I ever
Oh,
made.
no, please.
No, Coach.
Don't do this.
Don't do
Okay,
this.
all right.
Do we need to get someone into the can here for an intervention?
No.
Do you want me to hop in this can with you,
No,
Coach?
let's set some goals for you. I'm fine.
Okay.
Scott, Ziwe, Coach, any of you bullet journaling? Well, we heard about you.
I don't even know exactly what it is. Ziwe, do you know what bullet journaling is? I don't know
It's
what
where
it
you
is.
write down a period and then you write words next to it.
That's right.
So
right.
instead of doing a list with numbers, it's putting
That's right.
a ball.
So, like Ziwe was saying,
Is it orange, that ball?
Imagine an orange ball, a
Okay.
big one that's very bouncy, several lines, one through the middle, perhaps a logo.
I'm only imagining a flat one.
Oh, well, fill it with air.
It doesn't
fill
bounce.
it with air. Fill it with
Oh,
air.
I can't imagine this.
Okay, can you imagine the small hole where the needle goes in?
Yes.
Some people say to put your finger on that every time you line up for your free throws. Did you ever say that, Coach?
He never said that to me.
I thought it.
Oh, you
I thought it.
So it's one of those balls.
Did you play basketball?
Oh, never. But I have a lot of basketball holographic stickers, and I'll tell you, they're doing that form the same each time.
Got it.
Over the wrist. I imagine.
You seem to know more about basketball form than you do about non-fungible tokens, and you're getting into this business.
Well, every new business you have to learn about, Scott.
True,
I
true.
wasn't just going to stumble into finding out.
Stumble into
finding out.
Are you so nervous you can't pronounce stumble?
Listen, Scott, wouldn't you be nervous if you had several storage units your uncle pays for full of fidget spinners?
I thought it was nervous at being on the
wouldn't you-
show.
Oh, that too, Scott.
It's just your past.
Yeah.
And your
Wouldn't
current
you
situation.
reflect on your choices and go, oh, something's not right?
Okay, I understand.
So that ball, shrink it down, fill it all in. It's a bullet, and that's how you make a list.
Got it.
So that's
Okay.
bullet journaling. Helps you kind of organize your thoughts.
You've gone down back into not shouting.
Well,
I
I'm
appreciate
trying.
that.
It's in my bullet journal every day. Is try not to shout. Try not to shout. So I have step one: acquire several holographic properties.
Okay.
So I have a ruler that shows a gymnast doing multiple flips.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
That's pretty
A
good.
gymnast of note, like a Carrie Strug, or
No, just like a cartoon
gymnast.
A cartoon gymnast.
Like a famous cartoon, like a Scooby-Doo?
No, just like a cartoon image of a gymnast.
So this is a nondescript cartoon.
What
This
does
is
the
not a
cartoon
famous...
look like? Come on.
Yeah, this is not like Calvin and Hobbes doing anything. This
No,
is just-
It's not a famous cartoon.
It's like the detail of a bird where you just draw one line.
You know when a bird is just a V?
Sure.
It's
but
kind of-
some cartoonists, like the guy who does, all of his cartoons of famous caricatures in one line, like what's his name?
Oh, we'll never get there. I don't believe it. I just don't believe in our ability to ever get there.
It's up in a restaurant, all of his cartoons.
Sardi's or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well,
Anyways.
that's
Something
it.
like
That's not
that.
gonna be
Something
the-
like that.
That's the end of that, I think. She's mostly just legs and a purple leotard.
But if anyone were to look at this person, they wouldn't go, "Oh my God, that looks like my sister," or
Oh, well, it might look like my sister, Scott, but I think that's in the eye of the beholder.
okay, but it's not supposed to look like anyone.
No.
Like it's supposed to look like no human being that exists.
Well, it's a very tiny cartoon image that
Tiny
does
could
a
the
couple-
cartoon be?
I'd say it's about the size of a earring backing for just a universal size.
It looks like nobody and everybody all at the same time.
Thank you, Coach.
But you can get sued if it looks like a specific person and you don't have a
Right.
release for that person. So I just want you to be
Well,
okay
I'm going to say
with
it right now. It does not look like Grimes.
Okay.
Did not pay for Grimes' soul. It does not look like Grimes.
Okay, good. And Grimes' soul is not entrapped in this ruler.
Ziwe Scott, Coach Ziwe Scott, do you think Grimes saw the episode of The Simpsons where Bart sold his soul?
I don't know. Do you think she saw the episode of SNL she was on with her boyfriend and baby daddy?
I don't know.
Do you think she watched it back or she was like, you were there?
I was there.
Tell us everything.
I was at the dress rehearsal.
Tell us.
Did she watch it?
She was in it. She was Princess Peach.
She was Princess Peach, yeah.
A lot of things got cut. What a brilliant day. What a beautiful day in comedy.
Not enough got cut.
Yeah, I would argue. I wish it was actually the show was actually twice as long. So
I would respect SNL if they came out one night at 11:30 and said, live from New York on Saturday night, the kind of thing they do. That's their describing the Orange Ball.
They
know
do
what I
it
mean?
every
Hey,
time.
top a show.
I would respect it if they were like, hey, we did a 90-minute show at dress rehearsal. Not good enough. We're going to do 15 minutes tonight. And then the rest is just local news. I would respect it.
Love it.
That would be quite a move. That would be quite a move.
Power move.
Powerful.
Power forward. That's what I played.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, the big number 4. That's right. The big guy on the block.
Yep.
Now, have you ever thought about, we were talking about the local news. Have you ever thought about getting these things on the news to get seen?
Great
Maybe
segue.
commit a crazy crime, do something
Wow.
wild?
Wow, that's an idea. Maybe I could pretend that I had a squirrel who knew how to jet ski and bring down some of my local anchors and say, hey, while you're here, may I interest you in an NFT?
Do you own a squirrel, first of all, or is your story's
No,
just going to fall apart the
It's
minute
gonna
they ask
fall
you
for
any question?
The first moment they're there, Scott.
Yeah.
And I could perhaps, maybe I need a couple more bullets in that plan, a couple more
Yeah.
steps in that. I could circle back on
So
that.
you're only on step 1.
Step 1, acquire holographic images.
Then 2, but I felt like you've done step 2. You've
Step
videotaped
2, well,
it.
I videotaped.
You started. What do you
few.
mean? How many?
I got 4 little videos.
What's the holdup with the videos?
because they're the images are the size of the back of your earrings.
Right. So they're quite small.
You can zoom in on them. I don't know if you've adjusted the camera.
This is
at
good
all.
feedback. All right.
You don't have to stand 10 feet away from
Scott,
them.
Ziwe, Coach, this is great feedback. Okay, so I was a little far back. Also, I just did it with my bedspread in the background, which is very busy.
Oh, yeah. You need to put something, for scale, too.
Yeah,
like,
and maybe zoom in so that
like a pen or...
the image is just the image. Okay, well,
Yeah.
this is great feedback.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I like the sound of this image. How do I pay for it?
Okay, so
Oh, we have a customer.
I need you to have a wallet in a Coinbase.
Ugh, I'm out.
This is getting too complicated, and for this reason, he's out.
Okay, Scott, Ziwe, are you interested in perhaps having a cryptocurrency that you could exchange for my NFT?
I'll tell you what.
These are words that I have written on my hand, and they are starting to smear and sweat. So
So we got to get these out
I gotta
early
get
in
these
the
answers.
conversation.
These are the end of my buzzwords.
I
So,
understand. Ziwe seems interested. I would go 50-50 with Ziwe on this.
50-50, but 50-50 of what?
Yeah, what are we talking? Money?
no,
Or crypto?
A crypto?
One crypto?
Yeah.
I have a dog coin that I've been holding on to just in case that I get rich.
Now,
Really?
this is exciting because a holographic sticker that I have in my mind, I'm not sure if it is real or just an amalgamation of several childhood memories, but I think I had a very fun holographic sticker that I got in a spelling bee in our local library where the dog's tongue came out and then rolled back in. If I could find this sticker that may or may not exist, take a small video of it, turn it into a GIF to be an NFT, would you two go 50-50 on a dog coin in exchange for this NFT?
Why do you have the dog coin in case you get rich? I think most people get them so they do become rich, right?
You know, you never know, but it's like,
What are you going to do with it if you're rich?
I'm going to sell it so I get richer.
But then so you'll be richer. Well, sell it now so you can get rich.
Because it's like 7 cents, but I want it to be $1.
She's got to wait, Scott.
Tell you what, we'll go 50-50 on this. I'll take 50% of your dog coin.
No. You got to bring your own coin.
I got to bring my own coin?
Yeah, Ziwe's giving me a dog coin. What kind of
Is
coin?
it pronounced dog coin? Do we know?
I'll give you a dog biscuit.
Coin.
Yeah, I think it's Dogecoin. But you,
Oh, I thought you had your own coin. I was fully ready to believe there's also a dog coin.
But let's start dog coins.
Let's
Me and Ziwe.
circling back.
Ziwe,
I think I'm in on this too.
Wait, you can't just be in on something.
When I created dog coin,
What? She already. Oh my God! This is our idea, Ziwe.
well, I thought,
But do you have enough servers? Because we need 14 servers that pollute the environment.
the environment, that people are taking up enough computing power to constantly be solving equations.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
yes.
though, Coach Phillips. You always had old computers in your apartment
yeah.
when I would drop by.
Yeah, none of them working, but a lot of old ones.
You have a ton of old computers.
That's true. Maybe we could rewire something.
Yeah.
can I be honest with you guys?
I hope so. I mean, this is what the show is. People come on here to be honest.
I feel like I should go back to fidget spinners.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seemed like your brand.
I feel like I should just get back into my old storage unit, call my uncle and say, can I get the keys? Get out my old fidget spinners and just get back to what really makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't make you happy. It's making you nervous and
It made
sweaty.
me nervous but it's all, I guess it's what I knew, you know?
Yeah, it seems like you're trying to gild the lily here and trying to, do things that you're not familiar with.
I was trying to leap and hope that I'd catch something, and now I just feel like what I caught was the return to fidget spinners.
Okay.
I think I might circle back to fidget spinner.
Circle back.
Circle back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
just like
good.
you, Scott. This is me.
Getting back to what you're good at
This is
instead of
me-
trying to become a TV star
Yeah,
and maybe use a small cable show as a launching pad to do something bigger. No. Let's take it back to podcasting.
Let's go right back to fidget spinners.
Sure.
Yeah. Feels good.
Feels good to do that.
Familiar.
Familiar.
Nothing like a little familiarity.
Like a lukewarm bath, the feeling of your own skin.
Of course, nothing like returning to a job you know how to do and have sort of exhausted all of the possibilities of.
Yeah. Something that spins around balanced on your finger and you don't have to think too hard about it.
This show is the fidget spinner of comedy.
Beloved by fifth graders who just can't pay attention in class.
There you go. Well, wonderful, Chrysanthemum Trummers. We're back to where you are. And,
Good. I feel good.
We are running out of time. We just have time for one final feature on the show, and that is, of course, a little something called plugs.
This is what I like to hear. Put your plugs right in my ear. Then I won't have to fear that someday I will die. And you will too.
That was amazing.
Amazing. That was This Is What I'd Like to Hear by Gordy Brave. Gordy Brave. Thank you so much to Gordy Brave. That was a good one. I enjoyed that.
Thanks
and
for
I'm not
being-
lying. I loved it. And that is, I came on this show to be honest, and I am being very honest about that. What are we plugging here? Ziwe, obviously the show Ziwe.
Watch the show Ziwe on Showtime and other streaming apps. Yeah, it's great.
Anything else going on in your career that you can talk about? Are you pivoting to movies? Because I failed downward when it came to TV, but it seems like out of anyone I know, you're going to get the big bounce.
Time will tell. I also am writing a book could be dropping soon. So yeah.
Really? So how will you know? Will it just be in a bookstore and you're like, holy shit?
Yeah, suddenly I will be on another press tour and that'll be different. But no, I'm rewriting it upstate this summer. So the book will be released February 2022. But other things are coming, but I don't know what I'm allowed to say. You never know. I'm so excited to be alive.
Yes, plug life.
Life is kicking ass, taking
Taking names, of course. Life doesn't just kick ass without taking names.
No.
You gotta take names if you're gonna kick
I
ass.
think when it takes names, though, it's just, making friends.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'd love to kick your ass later.
Let me and I don't want to forget your name, so let me write it on down.
Right, of course.
Maybe a mnemonic device next to it.
Every time someone kicks my ass, I give them my business card. I want them to have my name.
Yeah, so then they circle back and say, hey, remember, Coach?
Hey, interest
Yeah.
is interest.
A lot of people circling back and finding your apartment and kicking your ass again.
Yes.
Hey, Coach, if I could just ping this for you, I was wondering if you remembered when I kicked your ass.
Absolutely. I see you still got my business card there.
Chrysanthemum, what are you plugging here?
Well, Scott.
Don't get nervous and don't shout. Oh, my gosh.
Scott, I'm plugging doing something that feels good for you. And if that's collecting fidget spinners that speak to you because they're made of a matte metal and that makes you feel excited, then that's what that is for you.
Sure, but for other people, it could probably be like listening to a podcast, couldn't
Oh,
it?
sure. Yeah, you could listen to Off Book, the improvised musical podcast, anywhere podcasts are.
Sure, and that's you're a
completely
fan. You
unrelated.
mentioned
Yeah,
that,
just a
I think,
fan.
the last time you were on
Yeah.
the show. You're a fan of that
just
show.
distantly unrelated, yeah.
It's these two people, and they do an improvised musical every single week.
Yeah.
And, Ziwe, you are a singer. You should be on that show.
I would love, I love an improvised musical.
Okay, well, these
do.
unrelated things might come together.
Hey, just might merge. That would be incredible. Coach Phillips, what are you plugging here?
Well, I'd like to plug directly to my children, Your Grandma, live at the amphitheater in town. Come on out.
Amphitheater?
I got the amphitheater. You don't even have to sign up for it. It's going to be Saturday night, 6 to 6:30.
This Saturday. Or
Yes.
just any Saturday?
Well, most Saturdays. I'll be there every Saturday waiting for my kids to come see their grandma.
Oh, no, Coach Phillips.
It's okay. It was a fake cry.
Oh, okay. You're getting good at it, though.
Thank you. I appreciate
If only you were good at the grandma character like that.
I know.
Work on that one.
Yeah.
I want to plug, I have another show, Freedom, in my pivot to podcasts. That comes out on Thursday. That's Paul F. Tompkins and Lauren Lapkus and myself. And that's just the three of us sitting around talking, and we play a game at the end, and that's every Thursday. And boy, there was a big announcement as part of one of our most popular features on the show, Lauren's Topics. And a big announcement, if you haven't been keeping up with Lauren Lapkus, a big personal announcement. You should go back and check out that episode. All right, let's close up the old plug bag.
When you see something open, get a rope up and start to twist.
Then you find that you're getting a little I missed.
You think you're crying and you know what to do.
Get up in there and do what you do.
Gotta
Open up the plug bag.
open it up.
Open up the plug bag.
Make sure it's not closed.
Open up the plug bag.
Make sure you got oxygen.
And don't mess around with it. Make sure you don't mess around. Don't mess around. Make sure you don't mess around. Don't mess around.
Don't mess around.
Don't mess around.
Don't mess around.
Don't mess around. Open it up.
I'm talking.
Open it up. Open it up. Open that shit. Yeah.
All right, that was great. That was Flower in My Plug Bag by M to the Horn. M to the Horn. I don't know what that means.
M
You're
to the
laughing,
horn.
Coach.
It's making me laugh. I don't know why. M to the horn
What does
makes
M to the Horn mean?
Music to the horn?
I don't know.
Like, here comes the
Mouth?
music out of the horn?
Mouth to the horn, like
Mouth to the horn?
Yeah, mouth to the horn. Yeah.
You don't want to say mouth.
Why?
You just want to say M. I get it.
Okay,
It's offensive.
understand.
Mouth is offensive.
When I say ass to M, that's
Thank you. Thank you.
well, guys. I want to thank you so much, Ziwe. Pleasure having you on. Great to see you again, and really enjoyed it. Please come back on your press tour.
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me. This was such a pleasure. Was it chaotic? Yes. Did I learn anything? No. But that's kind of what I enjoy.
Incredible. You were an iconic guest. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Coach Phillips,
Thank you.
I wasn't going to say it because I don't feel it.
Okay. No, I was saying thank you for the trash can. I appreciate the trash
Appreciate that. And Chrysanthemum, you've already.
Good luck to you, Scott.
Oh my God, that was very quiet and very shaky.
I'm doing one or the other.
Give it one last shout. I know you want to do it.
Okay, Scott. Remember, a basketball has a line through the middle.
Yeah, and it's orange, of course.
And I look like one.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.